There was no coming back. There was no resurrection. There was nothing else after that. He's just gone. The next thing we're going to talk about, the next religion, and I'm actually going to skip that one and come back because I like that one. That one's good. We're going to talk about Kabbalah. Anybody ever heard about Kabbalah?
No.
Madonna does. And Britney Spears.
Oh,
You ever seen the stars that wear those little yellow?
The red.
It's red. Okay, red. Red string around their wrist.
Oh, yes, I have.
Like Ashton Kutcher, I think
Madonna, Britney Spears.
Britney Spears. It's a real popular religion in Hollywood. Most people aren't here, but it's real popular in Hollywood. Here's the thing about Kabbalah, just so you know, Kabbalah is a school of thought discussing the mystical aspects of Judaism. So it's actually kind of a spur off of Judaism. It kind of just came from that. It originated from that. And the biggest thing is that, first of all, it's a study of the mystical aspects of it because they like the mystical stuff. It's not anything relative. It's not anything basically real. It's the mystical stuff. They like the fact that, it's almost fantasy-like. And the other thing about Kabbalah is that it doesn't teach that Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven. It doesn't teach that. So if we believe that our Bible is true, if we believe that Jesus came and died on the cross, and that's what the Bible says, then Kabbalah has no standing. All right, here's the one I want to talk about because it's almost just funny. Almost funny. Scientology. Scientology. Anybody know what Scientology is? Anybody? We might not know what it is, but have you heard of it recently? It's in the news a lot because John Travolta's son died. John Travolta was a big Scientologist. Tom Cruise is a Scientologist.
Ooh, he's pretty.
Use your what is it? Black magic or something like that?
Tom Cruise, use your black magic.
Yeah, that's what it is. But here's the thing, and it's real though because there's people that have devoted their lives to this. So when it's funny to me, you know what? Some people are living their lives based on this. But here's the part that's almost funny about Scientology. All right, first of all, it was created in 1952. Yeah, it was not that long ago at all. It was 1952. And the greatest thing of all is the guy who created this. His name is L. Ron Hubbard. And do you want to take a guess at what he was before he created this?
A writer.
A writer. Exactly.
Science
You know what?
fiction.
He was a science fiction author.
Fiction. False.
Exactly. He was a science fiction author. He wrote fake books. If you ever watch science fiction on TV, you ever watch the science fiction channel, they have like really fake-looking giant grasshoppers and stuff like that. And it's that. He wrote science fiction novels for a living. It's what he did, and all of a sudden he creates this religion. He has no divine right. He has nothing. It's God-inspired about him. He just decided one day, you know what, I'm going to create a religion. And he did. And people believed it. And people are living their lives in this religion. Off of something that some guy just completely made up. Now he must, obviously he's really, really convincing in the way he talks because just reading that, I would have never followed him. I mean, I don't know how they even
Didn't you say
come
that
up
he was
with
like
that.
that everybody's like an alien or something?
Yeah, look, this is another thing they believe. They believe that your spirits live on another planet. Your soul lives on another planet until it comes to you, until you're born and then you receive your soul. It lives on another planet. Science fiction, that's where it all ties in. I didn't read in depthly about everything they believe, but I guarantee you a lot of it goes back into the science fiction aspect of it because that's what he knows. That's what he did. He likes that kind of stuff. But here's the other thing. To advance in Scientology, let me make sure I read my notes so that I know. They promote spiritual rehabilitation through special courses and materials made available for specific donations. So what they believe is basically that your soul needs to be built up. You need to learn new things. You need to do good deeds, basically.
Hush.
And the way that they can do it, is that they have these specified donations that you have to give. You just pay money. So $5,000, maybe you get to take this class or a course, or you get to go do this thing that's going to build your soul up and get you to another level in your spirit. So they give $5,000. But it goes like huge amounts of money. Another reason it's popular in Hollywood, I guarantee you, is because they have lots of money. They have lots of money to give to it. And the major claim for them that they're a religion, this is why, if they had to explain why they're religion, this is why they would explain it to you, because this is their major one thing, and it's the fact that they're tax exempt from the government. The government has recognized them as a major religion, and they're tax exempt. Basically, churches are nonprofit organizations. You don't have to pay taxes on stuff. You'll learn about that. And then, that's kind of a life lesson. You have to just learn into that. But churches do that. Any kind of major religion they consider a religion, it means you don't have to pay taxes on it. Because the government said, okay, yeah, you're pretty much a religion, probably because they just had enough people following them, and they had a major book. There's like a standard you have to have. You have to have like a book or some guidelines you go by, and it's really random stuff. But because they had those things, the government says, okay, you're a religion, we'll make you tax exempt. And that's their major claim to being a religion. Like I said, that one to me is almost just funny, because these people are believing something that was created by a science fiction author in 1952, and more than likely because he just decided he wanted to come up with something to see if it may even been just like, oh, what if I make people follow me? And he sure did, because he's got a lot of people in there. All right, and there's a couple other things I want to tell you about their non-religions. They're not considered religions, and we consider religion. One of them I didn't really notice that much is Buddhism. Buddhism.
That's a religion down in the hood.
That's exactly what that is.
Beyonce's religion.
That's exactly what that is. Buddhism is not considered a religion because they consider Buddhism a state of mind. It's not necessarily trying to get to heaven. It's not necessarily worshiping a God. Everybody listen to me. It's not necessarily about worshiping a God. It's about just reaching a state in mind where you just have peace in your soul, and you have peace in your heart, and everything's okay. And we all know that they believe in reincarnation. It means they believe that when you die, you'll come back to something else. And they also believe that the bad things you do in life, basically the sin, what we would consider sin, the bad things you do in life, will affect how you come back, or what you come back as. So the worse you are, the worse thing you come back as, right? And then, the ultimate goal is to reach nirvana, which is kind of like you actually reach that total peace in your life that you were just good enough on earth that you reach nirvana. And once you reach nirvana, you just, instead of reincarnating and coming back to something else, you just cease to exist. It's just over with. Buddhism is an older religion, or older, it's not, like I said, it's not a religion, it's just a state of mind, but it's an older belief system, and they don't believe in Jesus Christ, they don't believe in God, they don't believe anything. It's just about kind of finding peace in your own self. The other thing is, the other non-religion is atheism. And atheism is, I don't know if you can say atheism is growing because it's not a religion, it's just something that people claim to be, that they don't believe in God. But there are a lot more atheists now, probably than there ever have been, because people are starting to go to that, because people, it's, again, almost with all religions, even Christianity, when they're growing and when they're climbing down is when they're popular. It's popular in Hollywood to be in Kabbalah or to be into Scientology right now. So it's growing. People are getting into it. And it's popular there too, but this one right here kind of hits us more at home because this is becoming more popular. And it's atheism, and you'll see more and more atheists, and you probably all know somebody who claims to be an atheist at your school. If you don't, you may know more than one. But it's just growing, and it's becoming more rampant. And the reason is because obviously they don't believe in God. They don't believe that the Bible's inspired. They don't believe anything. They believe that, a lot of them may believe that it's a good history book, but they don't believe in the God-inspired, the divine aspect of it. And to give you one good thing about atheism, they believe, most of them are going to believe in creation, in evolution, obviously, and maybe in the Big Bang Theory, but not a single person not a single atheist, not a single other person in this world, in any other religion, can give you a definite answer as to how the universe was created